I see my PayPal is blowing up. Like I'm seeing money, like money in my PayPal, like someone paid, someone paid, someone paid. And I was like, what the heck is going on? A miracle. That's the only way to describe this. That happened to me this year that's going to blow your mind. Okay. I still cannot believe that this happened to me this year. It is one of the most amazing things I can ever talk about because it was so unexpected and really I had very little to do with what happened. And what I'm talking about is how I blew up on YouTube this year. I'm gonna try my best to stay on focus because I get really excited when I talk about this. So sit back, relax, get your cup of tea because this is really juicy, okay? So earlier this year, business was slow. When I say slow, like I was hardly getting any orders in. As you all know, my business is online mostly. And yes, I do have a few retailers that I work with, that I stock up with. But this beginning of this year, when I say like hardly anyone was ordering anything, and I partially blame myself for this because the money that I should have been using to advertise, I was using, or I had already used, to try to sell more products to retailers. So I've made a big investment with trying to sell the like wholesale side of the business, and the retailer I was working with, that's why they say never put all your eggs in one basket. The retailer I wanted to work with completely just ghosted me. And so I had spent so much money on creating new designs and hiring a designer and things like that, like to help me and things like that. It just bad move. So that money I was supposed to be using to advertise. And because I was not advertising, now I wasn't getting enough like return on advertisement. Well, because there was no advertisement. So business was like, I was still making sales, but not enough to keep the business going, not enough to pay for the business. Okay. And I remember this was in April. I remember thinking to myself, actually, no, I wasn't thinking, I was crying. I was in the car at the grocery store parking lot. I had just gotten back from the gym. And I remember crying in the parking lot because I was just like, how is this happening? Just to set things up as far as like how bad things were, I was behind on all of my payments, car payments, credit card payments, payment to our fulfillment center that fulfills our orders. I was behind on so much this year. And I was like, okay, God, I think I get it. I think I understand now. It is time to shut the business down. Okay, that is literally, I cried for like 20 minutes. I remember I actually recorded this because I was like, maybe one day this will make good content, but like, I'm not going to share the video because it's ugly cry. Maybe in the future I'll have enough confidence to share it. But I remember thinking like, God, you've brought me this far. Okay, it's been 9 years. I've been running this business. I've done a lot. You know, I've traveled all over the world with my brand. I get it. Now you just want things to fizzle out. And what I'm going to do is liquidate, all of my stock. Cause that's the thing is I had so much inventory. I'm going to liquidate all of my stock and we're just going to sell them at extremely low prices or to whoever, and just at least I can at least recoup some of the funds and just be done. I mean, this is how bad I felt, crying tears as a grown woman, crying like a baby. And I would say that I wouldn't have felt so dramatic in that moment if just a few months ago we hadn't had a burglary at our workshop in Nigeria. Because if you don't know this, we make all of our designs in Nigeria at a workshop. So I had already closed down the workshop because I was still trying to figure out who stole from us. They stole our generator. They stole our machine. Like they stole fabric. So like it was just really, really bad. So I had already told our team, like, right now, until we can secure the place and we can figure out what's happening, you know, there's no coming to work. So that matched with low sales. It was just the recipe for disaster. All right. And here's what's funny. I look on my phone, and right after my crying video, I look on my phone and I saw a message from my pastor's wife, and she said, Sophia. Anyway, it wasn't a message; it was a phone call. It was a phone call from her, and she said, and I called her back, and I said, "Hi, Pastor." I call her Auntie because she's, I'm African, so we call her, all the grown women, aunties. So she says, "How are you?" And it was, like when someone asks, "How are you?" knowing how you are already. That's how she asked me, like, how are you? How are you doing? And I just, I think I let out one of those. And she said, "I know." She said, "I can tell that you've not been very well." And mind you, I don't talk about what I go through. Okay, so she must have seen it on my face. Like, she must have seen it with my demeanor and everything, because I don't usually like to talk about my problems, not to everyone at least. I have a few confidants and that's it. And usually that confidant is my mom. But who knows, maybe my mom was the one that called her. But anyway, but she said, "I have to tell you that Pastor wants us to pray for you and your business." And I was like, okay. And she said, "Not just pray, he also wants to fast." And I was like, okay. First of all, I love fasting. I believe fasting is one of the best ways that you can connect with God. So I was down. I mean, I fast once a month. So like, it just, it'd probably be the second time, because this was towards the end of April. So it would be the second time I was fasting that month. So I was like, sure, if you all feel like you want to do this, what's the plan? So she said, "We're going to start on Wednesday." This is a Monday, mind you. And I'm still in the parking lot of my car, wiping off tears when she's saying this. So this is a Monday. She says, "We're going to start on Wednesday. And what we're going to do is we're going to fast for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday." All right. And she said, "We're going to pray for those 3 days. We're going to start prayers at 6 a.m., 12 at noon, and 6 p.m. in the evening." And I said, okay, fine. I wake up at 5 anyway, so that 6 a.m. is cool with me. And that's what we did. We started praying and fasting that Wednesday. So the fast was that we break in the evening at 6 p.m. So you don't eat throughout the day, and then in the evening you eat. It's something that I'm very used to, so it wasn't completely strange to me. So I went ahead with it, and that Wednesday, I remember my mom was also on the call, praying with us, and I just, in my mind, I'm thinking, really, it would have to take a miracle to save my business at this point, because it is so bad. And I really had no expectations for anything to happen for my business. I just went with it. And my faith was so low at this point that I honestly just felt, let me just go along. But I'm not expecting anything. Those were my sentiments. And Thursday comes around, we're fasting and praying. Friday comes, we're fasting and praying. Here's the thing. On Fridays, we usually meet up at the sanctuary in the evenings around 7 o'clock to pray, like in person, like all of us. And before I went in that Friday, okay, pay attention to this. This is so good. I still can't believe this happened. Before I went in that Friday to the sanctuary, I saw that I had a video that I had posted on Instagram. Mind you, Instagram is my main way of reaching my audience via social media, okay, and promoting my business via social media. So I had a video that I posted on Instagram. It's like a 30-40 second video. In fact, I want you to watch this video. I got some really bad business advice the other day. Somebody told me to stop making convertible styles like this jumpsuit that can be worn as a pair of pants as well, because it'll eventually limit my sales potential, basically because my customers would be getting so much wear out of one style that they wouldn't come back and get a new style. That's bad advice to me. I'm not taking it. And what's sad is that there are plenty of bigger brands out there who have the potential to give their customers styles like these and don't because of that kind of advice. When I posted this video on Instagram, I like a week later, mind you, I posted it on a Friday, the Friday before, and then I started to see a lot of traction with the video. I see the video has like, I think it had up to like 30,000 views at the time. And I said, okay. And people were having conversation on the video. Of course, like, that kind of advice, people had things to say as well. So the marketer in me woke up and was like, take this video and also post it on Facebook, because I have a following on Facebook, but I don't always like to repeat content. Okay. So I posted it on Facebook and I said, I wonder if it's going to do well here on Facebook. And I also post the video on YouTube. Okay. I did not have any intentions of the video blowing up on YouTube. I just posted it on YouTube because what I was going to do with it was grab the link, because YouTube allows you to, of course, take that link and share it with my email marketing subscribers, my mailing list. I have subscribers on that list, and my mailing list is actually my bread and butter of my business. That's how I usually, make sure that like I promote sales and things like that. So I was going to share with them and get them in the conversation too. Anyway, let's go back to that Friday and let's go back to Facebook, because I'm getting carried away. Anyway, I'm so excited to tell y'all. So I go into the sanctuary. Mind you, I post a video, I think around 5 or so on Facebook. I go into the sanctuary. Right before I get into the sanctuary, I see that like the video is picking up speed on Facebook. People are talking. I think it started getting like a few thousand views on Facebook. And I was like, oh, snap, like things are happening. And I was like, this is so cool. Like if this video goes viral on Facebook. I've gone viral before on Facebook. I've gone viral on TikTok. I've gone viral on Instagram. Okay. Like 1 million+ views. So I was like, I know what it does. It oftentimes brings in new subscribers who I then convert via my mailing list to customers. So we prayed. I remember that night in prayer, we were just like really just praying, and more so in thanksgiving for the fact that God brought us through the fast and everything. And after prayers that night, I look on my phone and the video is like picking up speed on Facebook. And I tell my mom, and she was like, great, because my mom knew what I was going through. So she was like, great, this will lead to sales. And I said, yes, it will. At least we'll be able to, make a few $100 extra here. All right. So I look the next day, which is a Saturday, on Facebook, video still picking up speed. And then I look and I see orders. So between Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, yes, I think we received about $700 or so in orders. Okay. That's $700 that I didn't have before. $700 or $800, something like that. And so it was a boost. I had the product that people were buying was, of course, the jump pant that I was wearing. And I was so excited because it just proved that fasting and praying works. Like, I was like, this is awesome. At least, we have a little bit of extra. Of course, it wasn't enough to pay back any bills that were overdue. It was just like, to me, it was like, wow, God, like, thank you at least for doing this. And we started getting tons of subscribers on the mailing list. So of course I can always convert them in the future. And Tuesday comes along, I think I see like an order or two and the video's still picking up speed on Facebook. Wednesday comes along, and Wednesday is May 1st. And Wednesday comes along And I wake up in the morning after I finish praying, because my phone stays on do not disturb. I don't see any messages in the morning. I look on my notifications and I see my PayPal is blowing up. Like I'm seeing money, like money in my PayPal, like someone paid, someone paid, someone paid. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like maybe the video blowing up more on Facebook. But I was like, this is very strange because I never received this many, like at the same time. No matter how much I've gone viral in the past, it's never been like this. So I look on YouTube, and the video that I posted on YouTube that Friday, that same video, had now 48,000 views. And I was like, okay, here's the thing. 48,000 is cool. That was more than Instagram had. But it wasn't more than Facebook. Facebook's views were at like 3 million now at this point. Yes, like at 3 million. And with 3 million, it converted to a little less than $1,000 in sales. But the funny thing with YouTube is at 48,000 views, it had already made more money than Facebook had at 3 million. And I was like, what is going on? By the end of that day, we had already 100,000 views on that video. Now you can see money is now starting to enter my PayPal more and more. The video blows up, okay? I mean, the next day, I think it was like at a couple of 100,000. Then it reached 1 million. And mind you, at this point, people are now like ordering on my website. This is like 3 days into May. I'm like seeing thousands of dollars in sales on my website because of YouTube. My subscriber count is like growing. And here's what's really cool about this. This is why I say God is really amazing. Is that because I had been posting videos in the past on YouTube of like the different ways you can wear things and our cool little multi-way designs, people had never seen a designer or a brand do something like this. So they were like going through our old videos like, whoa, this is such cool stuff. Like, I love this brand. I love what she's doing. And they were buying into the brand. But I had no intention of that ever happening. And so I was like, let me see how really this thing is. And I think I posted like a few days later because there were so many comments, so many people even like arguing in the comments and people sending their love about the video and how I should continue making more designs like that. So I was like, I have more designs that are multifunctional. So I started posting videos about that. Those videos started blowing up. I was like, what is going on? People started ordering those designs as well. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't want to get too excited and get too much into the details, but I'll just summarize that by the end of that month, that entire month of May, we did $20,000 in sales. I could not believe it. I mean, now I had enough to be able to pay back on those bills that were overdue. And more so, most importantly to my heart and soul, I was able to open back up our workshop in Nigeria because we were receiving so many orders, so many things went on back order. And because I still had a lot of fabric that was still left, like when the thieves came, they didn't steal all the fabric, thankfully. I had particularly a lot of fabric of that particular design. So they went to work and they started making the jump pant in that print. They started just making a bunch of them. And I mean, people had to be patient and wait. I had to send emails to people saying, hey, we've received your orders, but we're working on it. If you want a refund, it's fine. Like, we'll refund you, but I just want you to know. And most people, I think we had one person who wanted a refund. Most people waited for this. And what I still cannot believe is like, how well orchestrated that was. And not only that, how very little. Like it took, that video was less than a minute. I think it was like 40 seconds or even less than that. How it took that. Now that video has 12 million views on YouTube. And how God really takes what's little and he multiplies it into a lot. Like when I say it, not only, of course, it boosted my sales, but it boosted my faith. It boosted my understanding in God being the ultimate, like, king of the world, king of all things. And I really needed to share this today because I need somebody who is going through so much right now, who is thinking about quitting that thing that God put in your heart that only you can do. You're thinking about quitting it, and I'm here to tell you, do not quit. Your breakthrough is right around the corner. Like it's literally just like days away. Within a week of me like about to quit my business, a breakthrough came. And God used YouTube to be able to accelerate my growth. Earlier this year, I made a vision board. Actually, it was April. It wasn't even in January or December that most people make their vision boards for the year. I was just fed up in April. Mind you, sales not doing well. So I, got an idea in my heart one day. I was just like, go ahead and put things and what you desire on a vision board. Okay. I actually want to show you all this vision board and what I had in there. I want to show you the part. This has an idea of a YouTube channel on it. Unleashed with Sophia, which is a YouTube channel that I actually started earlier this year. And I wrote 1,000. That's the amount of subscribers that I wanted to get on YouTube. Do you know that now, as of today of recording of this video, we now have 68,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. 68,000. And my desire was to just get 1,000. Yes, mind you, it was another channel that I wanted it on, but God used this channel I already had to over exceed my expectations. And it really made me start thinking about how God uses the things we already have. I didn't have to create a new video that day when I posted it. I took what was already on Instagram and I just put it on YouTube. I didn't have to do anything else but just use what I had. And I don't know if that's going to inspire you today. Use what you have. Your breakthrough is in what you have. Your breakthrough is in what is already in your hands. You just have to use it, okay? I hope this testimony inspired you today. I know a lot of you are probably going to start asking about this vision board. There are a lot of other things that came to pass on this vision board. And in my next video, I'm actually going to be talking about just best practices for making a vision board and how you should be believing from your soul and your heart, and how, of course, you should be making sure you're partnering with God to make your vision board. But I think it's important for me to share this today. I hope it blessed you. Give God the glory, okay?